Hello, this week's column is about long wear makeup, so makeup that stays put obviously and that you can keep on for a really long time. Long wear makeup has changed so much in the past few years. It used to be horrible, dry, cakey stuff that just made you look really old and dull in the face. But modern long wear makeup arguably doesn't stay on for quite as long, but manages to do its job very well without drying out the skin and while still looking glowing and vibrant. There are a couple of techniques and bits I wanted to pick out for you. If you're somebody who struggles to keep their makeup on, either because you have a very busy life and you need to go from morning to quite late at night with your face still looking quite groomed, or because you have very oily skin and so on, then long wear makeup can be a real boon, and there are a few things that you can do to help along the way. The first thing I would recommend if you struggle with this is a primer. There's a whole column and a whole video on primers. Do look it up if you want to know more. But basically a primer is usually a silicone base that goes on after your moisturiser, before your foundation, and what it does is it just provides quite a grippy canvas for the rest of your makeup, and you will find, whatever your skin type, that if you use a primer your makeup stays intact a lot longer. I don't use a primer every day, but I do use a primer whenever I wear proper foundation because it will take me all the way through the day. The rest of the time I just wear a tinted moisturiser and don't bother with a primer. But if I've got lots of meetings and a do in the evening or whatever and I need to wear a proper foundation, I'll always start with a primer. They're usually oil-free, to be fair. They are usually oil-free. This one, Revlon Photo Ready, I think is 12 quid or something, and it's great. It's a really, really good one. It wasn't out when I did the primers column, or else I definitely would have included it. After your primer, you want to put on your foundation. You want an oil-free foundation that specialises in staying on for a long time. So this one, Double Wear from Estee Lauder, is great. And the reason I really like this is because it is a long-lasting foundation, but it's really light in texture and it doesn't give you a full kind of cakey face of makeup. It just goes on quite satiny and quite sheer, so you don't have that awful thing where you look, you know, that kind of cabin crew makeup that they force those poor women to wear, where it's all kind of really thick and cakes and dries. It's a really nice one, that. After you've put on your foundation, I really, really recommend, after your concealer, I really, really recommend using a powder. A powder will definitely keep things in place a lot better than no powder. Just get a fine milled powder, either pressed or loose is fine. It will really, really help keep everything there. When it comes to blushes, I really recommend a powder blusher if you have trouble in this area, because if you use a cream blusher you will definitely need to reapply it. I have yet to find a cream blusher that stays there all day. The longest lasting cream blusher I've ever come across is the Earle cream blusher. It's fantastic, but I would still probably reapply it at like 7 o'clock at night if I had a thing to go to in the evening, which is really good going. But if you really want it to stay there, use a powder. I love NARS. I really like Topshop powder blushes. They're great. Revlon are really good. Those sorts of brands, but a powder will definitely stay in place better. Now, the same doesn't necessarily apply to eyeshadows. For a really long time now, the assumption has been that if you use a cream eyeshadow, it won't stay there, that it falls into creases and so on, but that's just not the case anymore. It's really, really changed. The new cream eyeshadows are really, really good at staying put. There's a range by Bobbi Brown of long wear metallic cream eyeshadows that I just love. I wear them loads. It's so easy, you just put them on with your little finger and just blend them in, and what they do is give you quite a sheer wash of metallic colour. Obviously if you were doing this you would not put them on over your eyeliner because it will move your eyeliner, as mine has. You would put the eyeliner on afterwards. But they're lovely colours and they don't do that sinky into the creasy thing that's really, really annoying. Then for liner, I really recommend proper long wear pencils, because soft cold pencils will smudge and they won't last, whereas long wear pencils really do work. The NARS one is amazing, amazing. I've mentioned it in the column. Absolutely, it's not cheap, but it absolutely does stay put for the duration. Sort out my smudges there. And mascara, I would really recommend for long wear, I would recommend a tubing mascara. So the ones on the market that are tubing, i.e. ones that come off with warm water instead of cleanser, are Estee Lauder Double Wear, which I use every day. Kevin or Kwan mascara is a tubing mascara. and Clinique do one called Lash Power, which is very good, and their bottom lash mascara is also tubing mascara. And you will find with the tubing mascara that it just doesn't budge. I cannot wear a normal mascara, I just can't. I've just learned this about myself. My skin's too dry, my moisturiser has to be too rich, and it just moves mascara. If that's you, switch to a tubing mascara. You will never look back, you will never have that problem again. I absolutely guarantee you. Do it today. Double Wear's my favourite, but like I say, there are a few on the market. Lipstick. Lipstick is the one area where women seem to be most interested in a long-lasting finish. I get asked a lot about long-wearing lipsticks, which ones stay on the longest. The thing is, there are long-wearing lipsticks that do stay on for ages and ages and ages, but I just don't like them very much. They normally only come in about 6 colours. They're always pretty horrible colours, to be honest. It's very rare that there's a long-lasting lipstick that comes in really, really good colours that lasts well. This is one of them. Clarins, it's, what's it called? I think it's called Everlast Lipstick or Longwear Lipstick. Anyway, it's the only one they do that's designed for long lasting. Lovely colours, lovely orangey red here. Generally, by the way, long lasting lipsticks will be quite matte rather than satiny, because satiny colours will always move more than a matte colour. Although, as you'll see in the column, the Yves Saint Laurent new Glossy Stains are amazing. They're a lip gloss that fades to a stain, so you're not constantly reapplying, you've got a pretty stain underneath. Lovely colour, that's called Fusion Red, but they've got loads of great colours. And when I tested this, I found that I reapplied my lipstick maybe once or twice a day, as opposed to the normal kind of 4 times a day. I have to say though, I would never choose a lipstick based on its ability to stay put. I would always choose a lipstick based on texture and colour, because what is wrong with putting on lipstick? My God, sitting in a restaurant, you get out a lovely lipstick and a lovely mirror. It's just a good look. I just don't see what the problem is. But nonetheless, I have recommended a couple in the column that really, really do last. So do let me know how you get on with those. And I would also love to know what your favourite, your personal favourite long-lasting makeup items are. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.